Okay, here's the process for importing that design as a JPEG and converting it into, or vectorizing it into a PLT file that you can use in Crystal Studio. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on Import. And here's the file after it was converted on the CYMK converter website. And I'm going to drop it right here on the screen. You see it changed the colors, but the image is mostly still there. Oh, it's all still there. And now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on the scan tools. And I'm going to click on this first one, which is called AccuScan. And that opens up a bunch of scanning tools up here. And the first one we need to use is Posterize Region. I'm going to click on that, and you see it defaults to 256 colors. But we want to reduce that number down to 4, which is about how many colors are on this design. And we click on OK. And now we go up here and we click on this tool up here, the Vectorization tool. I clicked on that, and now what's happening is that it is scanning around each one of those rhinestone circles in this design. Now you can see here that some of these stones are bigger than others, but they're the same colors. So the way the software works, it's going to make those dark blue stones those are all going to be one layer when you bring them into Crystal Studio. So you're going to have to decide whether you want to change the color of some of these stones in order to use a bigger stone in those particular areas. Scanning works very slowly on my computer when I'm recording it on video, so I'm sorry for the delay here. Basically what's going on here is when it's vectorizing, it's as if you would lay a piece of tissue paper over it and you were tracing around each one of these little circles with a pencil. And so it's literally tracing around each one of those rhinestone circles. And when we bring this into Crystal Studio, it's going to do the use centers function in Crystal Studio, which will mean that it will place a stone in the center of each one of those stones, of those circles. Almost done now. Okay, and we're done now. Oh, wait. It's scanning past 0. That's going to do another pass. Go quicker this time. Now the next step we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the bitmapped image so that all we have is the vectorized image left behind. And we do that by coming over here and clicking on the Select tool. And what that'll do in the first place is select the bitmapped image that the tracing was done over. Again, my computer is slow as mud. Okay, and now the bitmapped image is selected, and I'm just going to hit the delete key to get rid of it. And now what you see coming up is the vectorized image, the circles in other words, that were created from that JPEG image. You're kind of lucky here because often a design like this, the rhinestones are shown in each of the circles. The facets of the rhinestones are shown, and so it doesn't make a clear circular or even kind of semi-clear circle shape like we have here. Now the next thing we're going to do is get rid of the stuff we don't need, and we do that first by selecting the whole image. Hold down the left mouse key and draw a box around the whole design, and then release the mouse or the key. And then we're going to go up here to Layout, and we're going to click on Ungroup All. That breaks all these little circles into separate individual shapes, so we can get rid of the individual shapes we don't want. I'm not going to answer that. We've got things to do here. Okay. Now I'm going to start to delete parts of this design that we don't need. For instance, this box around it. I'm going to hit delete. Again, I'm sorry how long it takes to draw this whole thing, but if you've got a more powerful computer, it'll go a lot faster. And if you're not videoing the image like I'm doing right now. Notice over here on the right hand side we have 4 colors, and those 4 colors are the colors that this design brought with it as a JPEG. But the truth is that none of those colors are any good for sending the design to Crystal Studio. So we're going to have to convert the colors to Crystal Studio colors, which are the first 18 colors here on this color palette. So it's all these, but not 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, or 24. So I'll show you how we get rid of those here in just a moment after we delete a few more shapes that we don't need. I'm going to come down here, I'm going to delete this box, and I'm going to draw a box around these shapes down here, which again we don't need those either. Just hit delete and they go away. I click on this shape over here, which is partly this whole L-shaped kind of box here. I hit delete and that goes away. And now we've basically got just the Marauders logo that we started with. Okay, and now we're ready to start changing these colors. And the way we change them is to select one of the colors on here, which we can do by coming over here to the job palette and just putting the cursor on the color we want to select and double clicking. And you see now it has selected everything in that design that is that color. And now I'm going to come down here to my Crystal Studio colors, like I said, 1 through 18, and I'm going to click on 5. And when I click on that, it's going to change all of those number 24 color circles, if you will, to that number 5 color, which is something that is a color that Crystal Studio can read. Okay, and now I'm going to click outside so that nothing is selected. That's the first thing you want to do here, is be sure nothing is selected. And then I'm going to click on the number 22 color, double click on it. And now I've selected everything on that design that is the number 22 blue. And I'm going to change that to our number 11 red, which could be any of the Ioline colors or the Crystal Studio colors. I double clicked on it and that made this screen pop up here, which we don't need. When you've got all these little circles, the files are pretty big. And now that leaves us with the number 20 color up here. And I'm going to double click on that color. And it's only a number of very few rhinestones here in the center of the design. And I'm going to make those number 12 blue here. So I don't know if you'll even want to use those particular stones, but that's what we do to convert this design from its original colors, the 19 through 24 colors you see here, to our Ioline Crystal Studio colors, which you now see over here on the right hand side. Now I'm going to select this design, and I'm just going to go up here to File,